Hey everyone, here at Manifest Without Money. What are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. You're probably hearing the melody coming from the other room. My oldest daughter is working, so she loves to listen to different instrumentals. Excuse me. I wanted to ask you today, do you know what self-love is? For the longest time, I had no idea what self-love was. My opinion of it was this way. My process of thinking around self-love was this way. I have not experienced that. How do I know if I love it? I did not eat that food. How would I know if I love it? I have not visited that city. How would I know if I love it? What was I doing? I was looking on the outside, waiting to experience it out there. Then I was going to make a decision or figure out if I like it or not. Then I would give my opinion. Then I would weigh in my emotions with my feelings, and I would try to debate and reason and see how I felt. And that's what I thought self-love was. I thought I am supposed to experience as much as I can out there. And then I come within myself, and then I make up my mind and say, okay, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. But when we understand creation and manifestation, that you are supposed to live in or live out that experience within first, as within, so without. You have to live that experience within and then without. It's putting yourself in that situation, in that country, in that relationship before you experience it out there. Now you might say, I'm quite young. I'm maybe 18 or 20, and I still think I need to experience more out there. Usually when you want to experience more out there, what you're saying is, I don't know who I am. Because in the know of who you are is identity built in. And identity is not built from the outside, it's built from within. You see, self-love is also identity. What is it that you identify yourself with? You don't need to experience something out there to know exactly what it would be like. Why? If you've ever gotten into your car and you travel from your state to another, you know what it's like to travel. If you've ever been hugged by someone, you know what it's like to be hugged by someone. Everything that we ever want to experience, we have already experienced. Now we want to take it to the next level. Now you want to outgrow or grow into, I want to get out of the country. Now, what would that look like, right? You can imagine going into a plane before you actually stepped into it physically. You remember seeing movies, how people felt. You see, movies have a way of pulling you and drawing you in as if you're there in that turbulent airplane, okay? Movies have a way of showing you what it's like for you, for him and her, traveling and, going in their honeymoon and in their plane and they're sipping champagne, and that's another experience. You see, you've experienced those emotions and those feelings already because you were taken in, especially through movies. Well, can you be taken in and create your own movie? You can. You can create inside any experience, and that is what's required of you before you experience it out there. Isn't that interesting? Now I look at movies from a different perspective. I decide what movies I want to go and watch. I will not watch any type of movie, because whatever movie I watch, I will be pulled in, drawn in, and be part of that. I will leave the theater, or I will leave my living room, going into the bedroom, and feel as if I've experienced everything that happened in the movie. Because when you're locked up in a movie, you are not aware that you are in a movie theater anymore. In fact, you don't even know who's passing through the hallway. If there's anybody passing, what's happening, people moving from, room to room, and you're unaware. In the same way, when you're caught up in your own movie and you figure out what it is you would love, to be, do, and experience, you have to put out everything that's on the outside. You are in your own movie. It's as if you're entering the theater of your own mind. And so at the exclusion of everything, you have to exclude everything. So how do you know what you love? Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes time. You can only connect the dots going backward. So you can look back at what you've experienced and say, I want to take this a step further. Imagine as if you're in a relationship and one of you says, I want to take this a step further. That's expanding the territory. That's exploring new, not avenues, but that's exploring a bigger territory in our relationship. As you expand more territory, you're also putting boundaries because you're saying, hey, I want to be together with you for the rest of my life. Therefore, at the same time, you cannot go and date other people. You see what I mean? So when you say, I want to travel from my country and go to another country, what you're saying is, I'm expanded the territory, but I only went as far as that country. But then you want to grow and you want to do more and to be more and to have more. But it all starts from within. And so with each experience, these are being stored as memories, either from your personal experience or what you've seen, and you have been affected emotionally. Those experiences have been stored within you because the whole universe is within you anyway. Meaning, the moment you've seen an event in a movie, it's already inside of you. You've stored it in your heart. It's there. You are aligned with that. So what does it mean to love yourself? It means to go within. When you say, well, he, she loves me so much and I love the way they love me. They cook, they clean, they buy me gifts, they talk to me nice, they're gentle, they're kind, they're generous, they're loving, they're attentive. Yeah, but you are those things too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have attracted them. You are that person too. So when it comes to relationships, especially when we are trying to bring back, attract, as you might say, an SP back, if you want to attract them, remember, that's saying I'm asking and I'm receiving. But in the asking, there's a receiving. When you say, I want to bring my SP back, you immediately have to flip it and say, I am with my SP back. Because whatever you want, you already have, right? If you want to travel outside the country, you already have that desire within you. It came from inside of you. It's inside of you. Remember, we don't have to experience it out there to experience it in here. But if you definitely experienced it in here, you're going to experience it out there. So to shorten the length between attracting someone back into your life is to understand you have to shorten the distance between your asking and receiving. Meaning, what beliefs you have to eliminate that don't serve you? They don't make you feel like you're loved. It's talking about self-love. Do you love yourself enough to shorten the distance between you and your SP right now? And how you shorten the distance? You go within and you communicate with them right here, right now. That's closing the gap already because they're inside of you. Remember, everything is inside of you. The bad relationship, the past relationship, the present relationship, and the future relationship. Remember, you came on this earth equipped with the past, present, and the future inside of you. You came equipped with everything. An apple seed contains within itself an apple tree. You cannot separate that from the apple seed. If you and your SP were together at one point, right? He is part of you. He came out of you. He is part of you. To close the gap quicker is to go from the mind into the heart. So instead of looking out there with your physical eyes or being in the mind, you go into the heart. That's implying going deep within because everything is within. Your future relationship is already contained within you, past, present, and future. Your identity of you and him and her is already within you. Do you love yourself enough to give it to yourself? Or are you coming up with, oh, wow, let me think about it. He said this and she said that. That's the past. Remember, you also came in with the present and the future inside of you. Let's let go of the past because that's there. But the present will become the past and the future eventually will become the past. So what you think right now is the future, it's part of your past. First it's going to be part of the present and then part of the past. And so it's like a cycle. Okay? Circle of life. Because everything is already contained within you, past, present, and the future. And it's it's just a circle of life. So what I'm saying is this: do you love yourself enough to give you your SP quicker and faster than before? Time and space has nothing to do with anything. In the moment, in the present moment, everything happens now. And that means when you become aware that the past, present, and the future are inside of you, you can harvest your future now. Think about it. Why do you have to wait? What are you waiting for? Now, I'm not saying pick up the phone and drive there and tell them, I am yours and you are mine. No. You don't manipulate the 3D. You manipulate the inner, the 4th D. Meaning you've got to come to this understanding of who you are, your identity. You are energy. You manipulate your energy. You bend your energy. And when you bend your energy, you bend your reality. What does it mean to bend your energy? Okay, so I might show you this in the next video, but I want you to take a look at this. You see, I can bend the spoon. And this is, all right, this is hard, okay? You cannot bend a spoon, and I'm going to do a next video so you can see this, but you cannot bend physical reality until you give it the authority from within. Because everything is within. It's waiting at your command. It's waiting on your authority. And you have the authority to give it a command. That's called affirmation or demand or claiming it or making the decision. So when you try to get your SP back, first of all, you have to do it out of self-love. Loving yourself enough that they are worthy of you. And you know what? They are worthy of your life. You're giving up everyone and everybody for them. And I know what it's like to really want somebody in the spirit of your time. It's like, I don't want anybody but him and I don't want anybody but her. Okay, the older you're gonna get, the more your identity will develop, and you may not think the same way. But if you're very young and you think they're the moon and the star and the sun all in one, then remember your desire is your identity, which means they're part of your identity. So you made them part of your ideas, of your identity. To shorten the length, first of all, you have to love yourself enough and say, I don't have to wait for time and space. If the past, present, and the future is inside of me, I am going to claim it right now. In the claiming, in the decision, what you're doing, you're using the law of the sickle. And you know the sickle, when you go and cut in the wheat, that implies I'm ready for my future now. It's done. It's done. That's called the law of demand. So you can demand your harvest now. You can demand that you and your SP are now. We do that through repetitive affirmations. Okay? But sometimes faith comes by hearing and hearing of the same thing over and over again. That's why we repeat affirmations. To get you to the place, there's a mental, emotional ladder that you go on. When you start affirmations, there's an emotional ladder that you're climbing on. Remember, Neville talked about climbing the ladder. Well, there's an emotional ladder that you're climbing on as you start saying those affirmations. You're aligning, you're coming towards your harvest, closer and closer and closer to the day when you say one time, you know what? This is it. I'm done with affirming. I'm done with thinking. I'm done. I got all the understanding. He is part of me. She is part of me. I am reaping my harvest now. Okay? That's the law of demand. You say, okay, that's my destiny. I better be buying my wedding dress right now. When you believe that he or she is part of your destiny, you're going to get your wedding dress right now. Or you're going to look at your tuxedo. Can you go and get your tuxedo? Can you go and buy your wedding dress? If that scares you a little bit, you are not in that vibration, an emotional vibration. That means you have not affirmed enough. You don't believe enough. You know what it is? You're lacking some understanding, some pieces of something. Something is not clicking in the brain. So what's going to happen as you affirm, not only you're going up on an emotional ladder, but you go up through understanding. You're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to another video. You're going to listen to your heart. And all of a sudden, these things go bing, 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 bing. And you have so many lights on that you rise at another level. And at that level, it's going to click. And you're going to say, I'm getting my wedding dress. It's done. It's already done. Because you came equipped with the past, present, and the future inside of you. The future is already done. It's just that you have not caught up with it. Meaning you don't believe yet. And that's why we say affirmations. So do you love yourself enough? That means, can you allow yourself to see yourself with that specific person? And would you like to have a wedding dress and put it on right now? Because if you do, and that image causes you to fall in love even more with that person, then you're on the right track. Is it love or is it lack? If you want your SP back because of love, that future is already inside of you. You decide when you harvest it. But if you still don't think and you can't see yourself with them, but you're trying to get them back, that's not going to work. That's not love. That's not self-love. That is, you're doing that out of lack of self-love. So I want you to take this from this video. The past, present, and the future are already locked up within you. And you evolve from stage to stage in life through, it's as if to say from manifestation to manifestation to manifestation to manifestation. So, can you see yourself with your SP on your wedding day? Or do you want that? You just want that. Is that want out of love or is that want out of fear? Only you know that answer. But if you think it's love and there's still a gap in your understanding, it's okay. Because you're going to learn from precept upon precept, line upon line, a little bit in my video, a little bit in another video, a little bit from another video, and all of a sudden, you know what? That understanding is going to kick in. And you're going to say, you know what? He is the one, she is the one. But see, that understanding comes because you're listening to thoughts. You're listening to other people's reasonings and understandings. But you can create your own understanding, meaning you can speak to yourself. Meaning you can decide to say those affirmations and believe them yourself right now. Meaning when you know that the past, present, and the future is inside of you, your heart will not steer you wrong. Your heart knows because you're already equipped inside with everything. So your heart already knows he or she is the one or not. So don't try too hard to manipulate the 3D. What you need to do, align yourself with your ultimate desire. As Neville says, I want to be married. No, you are married. You are married. Believe that that future is already contained within you. So what do? You go within you and you love that relationship right now. Can you see yourself hugging him? Can you see her loving you and kissing you and holding your face and whatever? Can you see that? In the middle of that, is there anything foreign coming in between you? Oh, but he said he doesn't. That's a foreign thing. It doesn't belong there. No impurities in that oneness. So what you must do, you must let go of that. You must dissolve it. When two come together, let no man separate. To say that, it means let no thought come against it. Let no other thoughts come against what you want to unite yourself with. So if he's part of your identity or she's part of your identity or the future, because identity, it also implies desire. If they're part of you, you can go to bed at rest. But if you're not at rest, you have those fears, and those fears are foreign. They are not part of your future, because if your future is already set in, Why the heck do you take and pick up fear of what they said? Why are we picking up the past? Because the past is the past. We're going into the future, right? Always, but the future is in the now, because everything is in the now. In the fourth dimension, everything exists right now. Right now. It's just waiting for your physical body to catch up with it. Imagination goes before you, prepares the place, and then comes back and takes your body through the law of attraction. So what I'm saying is this: your future is already inside of you. What it's waiting is for you to catch up with it, for you to see it, for you to accept it, not deny it, not reject it. That's called self-love. And then, through the law of attraction, your body is going to be attracted towards your desire. So why stress? Why worry? Why fret? Why worry about third party? Those are foreigners, okay? And foreigners, right? You adopt them, they become a citizen by your adoption. So if you want to adopt a third party in your relationship, you are going to adopt them in your own thinking. You are going to pay attention to them. You're going to give them the rights to be there. So in your country, in your relationship with your SP, you don't allow foreigners. You don't give them citizenship. You don't give them their rights. They have no legal rights. Why? Because you are the ambassador of your own country. Therefore, you have the laws of life to say yes or no to this or that. And so you create your own reality according to the laws of life. The laws of life give you the liberty to adopt someone, make them citizens, give them the rights. They have no right. See, in your desire, in your future, certain people don't have a right to be there. Certain things don't have a right to come into your life. What gives them right is your approval. What gives them your approval is your attention. Your attention is your approval. When you pay attention, to what the old person of him or her said to you, those are foreign things. Because as far as you know, part of your future and identity, there are no foreigners there. There's no words of I don't love you, I don't want you. Those are foreign. That means they came from outside of your desire. There's only two places you can draw conclusions or ideas from, or affirmations from. Your circumstance and your desire. Your circumstance is part of the human inheritance. Meaning, if you're paying attention to what happened in the past, that's the circumstance. You are going to become an heir. You are going to inherit legally that experience over and over again. When you become an heir of your desire, you draw conclusions from your desire. That means affirmations in alignment with your desire. You become an heir legally. You inherit that desire. Inherit inside. So what are you paying attention to? Do you love yourself enough to only pay attention to your heart or your desire because it's part of your future? Or are you paying attention to the outside, meaning to what already just happened? Because that's on the outside. Remember what happened, it's on the outside. As long as you give legal rights to what he said and what she said, legally, you make them part of your future. So rise in your authority. Take dominion over your thoughts. Understand who you are. Your thought is just like a laser, powerful, more powerful than a laser. And start focusing only on what it is you want and defy everything that comes against it. And keep telling yourself, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm not giving legal rights to this. I'm not giving legal rights to that. No way. Legally, you're a foreigner. You are not part of my future. That's it. So you affirm with understanding. You see, in my program, in the first module, we talk about identity because identity is the most important thing. Identity is starting with the end. You're seeing the end of your life. In relationships, in money, in health, business. You see the end. We start with building identities in all areas. And then as we build the identity, everything that's not part of that identity or future keeps falling off. You attract what you're in alignment with. So if you hold on to that vision, if you create that identity, Everything else that's not part of that identity cannot touch you, right? It cannot touch you. When you begin to set out your identity, you set it apart for you. Contained within that is everything you need. But if you don't know where you're going and you don't build an identity, then you attract anything and everything. It is your selection. It is your creation by design that allows you to create the life that you want. So in the first module, when we talk about identity, I think I went too far now, but we bring you every day there's work that needs to be done. Because in order to change you, remember, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old right now, how many years have you been thinking the same thoughts, paradigms? Now to reverse that, I'm not saying it's going to take forever. No, all it takes is understanding. And so through my program, I bring you the understanding. In all I get and get understanding. In all your knowledge, get understanding and apply it. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere. So don't have a breakthrough intelligently and intellectually, have a breakthrough in reality. So when we talk about identity and the way we build the identity, through every module in the program, I give you the understanding. Because what you're seeking right now, when you're listening to me, you're seeking for that connection, for that light to go on, for those neuron connections in your brain. And so you're storing in the heart what you're listening from me. But in the program, I help you to learn how to grab onto that understanding quicker. How to open yourself up to grab onto it quicker. Meaning I bring you understanding above what you have already heard. Now, you might have heard this before. You come in here with your past, present, and the future inside of you. If you have not heard that before, you see, now I brought you up to a different level of understanding. When I said an apple seed contains an apple tree within it, I'm saying contained within you, there's already your future. Why stress, why worry? Demand it and claim it and say, this is the day, this is the time of saving myself from this state and enter into the other state. You make the decision on time and space. But when you know everything happens in the now, past, present, and future, you demand it now. It's just that the universe cannot dump everything on you right now. You wouldn't know where to go and what to do with yourself, right? So what we need to understand is that everything happens in the now. When you think it, it happens. And I'm going to show you something that's, I believe, is just going to blow your mind. In the next video, I'm going to show you the principles behind bending the spoon, because I want to help you. I want to serve you. So you're capturing understanding, and that understanding is going to go, I got it. It brings relief. Okay? Understanding brings relief. But if you shut off this video and turn around and walk away, you looked in the mirror, you got the understanding, but you're not doing anything with it. Meaning you should shut off the video and think about it. Meditate. What did I say? Come back and listen again. Why? Because the more you listen, you see, I have a train of thought. When I teach you here, I have my own train of thought. And if me and you are the same, you're going to begin to catch me. You're going to get into my mind. You're going to be like, I know what she's saying. I get it. Why? Because you're listening. You're not just hearing me. You're not just, you're listening attentively. It means you're listening with your heart. To listen to your heart is to understand. And all you're getting, and all these videos that you keep watching, understand. Try to understand. Try to implicate your heart. You see, there are no coincidences and no failure in life. Meaning, if you're watching this, there's no coincidence. You were seeking this understanding. Everybody's seeking it. Line upon line, precept upon precept. Here's a video, there's a video. Listen again and over and again and again and again and again. The same way we do with affirmations. Because every time you affirm, with the understanding I'm giving to you now, and your affirmations, things begin to go click, 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 click. And then one day you say, I got it. It's mine. It's done. You entered into that level of knowing, which means you're unshakable. Those negative thoughts don't bother you anymore. That's why you affirm, until you quiet those negative fears. There's no positive fears, but fears or negative talk. But you quiet that down through understanding. You understand, and the more you understand, the more you align yourself with that affirmation and say, yeah, he is part of me, she is part of me. You see what I mean? By me bringing you the understanding alongside with your affirmation and your alignment to your desire, all of a sudden things begin to clash. That's why you're supposed to seek understanding. Okay? So, if you need to watch this video over again, go ahead and watch it over again. But listen attentively, listen with your heart, and know that there are no coincidences. Okay? Everything you need is right there. I teach in my program, we have a 3-day masterclass, December 11th to the 13th. I have a 3-day masterclass for business owners. We're going to talk about the 7 levels of awareness in business, because everything you need is right at your fingertips. There's no coincidences and no failures. So when you learn that in business, okay, revenue comes in quicker, because you will know, you will have an awareness from above your business, over your business, and you're going to see what's happening, and you're going to begin to master or manipulate or bend your business in your favor. Of course, it doesn't mean you're taking things for people, but in your giving, right, you receive. So when we talk about the 7 levels of awareness, the more you understand, the more aware you become. The more you're hungry to know how you operate life, who you are, how do you build your identity, what does it mean to desire, what does it mean to dream, what does it mean the past, present, and the future are here. As you hear new things, these are stored into your heart. You'll never forget them. And at the right time, they're going to come to you. As you affirm, they're going to come to you. And that's what I teach in my program. Okay? How to hear, how to listen, and how to store it in the heart, because it's going to come to you rushing exactly when you need it. Why? Because everything you need is already stored inside of you. And when you need it, you resurrect it. You resurrect it. For example, if you've had enough, you've had 3 months of wanting your SP back and nothing happened, what I'm sharing with you right now, in the next few days, is going to come to your mind like a click and say, why have I been waiting for 3 months? The future is already inside of me. It's going to click. You're going to be defiant, turn against all that hard work that you've put in, and you're going to say, today is the day. Today is the day. Today is the day of salvation. Today, I demand this to come into my life. I'm not waiting anymore, right? Time and space has to do with whatever's in between us and our desire. The faster you deal with that, the faster you get the understanding, the faster you do the work, the faster you're going to get to your destination, because it's already inside of you. Just remove the junk. Remove all that is not necessary. Stop taking on your journey things that don't benefit you. And the journey within and the journey without, don't take any junk. Be clear-cut, a decisive person, and we have done 21 days challenge on the law of decision on our Facebook page, Manifest Without Money. We have done the 21-day challenge on the law of decision, how important the law of decision is. That's saying the law of demand or the law of the sickle. You harvest, you're good, because you must see the harvest. That means you must see the future now. It's already within you. You must see it. So nurture it through affirmations. Nurture it through understanding. And then all of a sudden, that future is going to bloom right in front of your eyes. Okay? Take a look at our Facebook, Manifest Without Money, the last 21 days on the challenge, the law of decision, because I have shared 21 videos only on the law of decision and what decision does. You see, your decision travels into the past, present, and the future at the same time. Your decision is your command. It takes place. It happens when you command it. Your physical eyes don't see it, but it happens. That means everything and everybody in your SP's lives are going to fall away. Your decision pings in the future, and everybody falls away from your desire. That is not part of that future. Everybody falls away. You don't need to worry about the details. You only need to worry about the power that is inside of you. So, you operate by law, and you're not here alone. Don't ever feel like a victim in your own situation. All you need to say is say, you know what? I'm lacking some understanding somewhere. That's all. There's no failure. It's just a little bit of a glitch. You're missing a piece of understanding. You just need like a Rubik's Cube to go click, 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 and then it just go voila. And I teach about that. Okay? I give out stories in the program every week, personal manifestation, and I break it apart like a Rubik's Cube because I want you to see yourself there. It's just like a movie. I take you in my manifestation, I break it apart for you so that you can see within it, in my personal manifestation, what happened, why did it happen. I help you connect the dots within you through my revelation or revealing of my personal manifestation. So there's many elements in the program. There's many aspects. Ultimately, I want to leave you with this. You cannot live multiple personalities at the same time, but we do, because we're in and we're out. We're yes and we're no. That's called multiple personality. Okay? I don't know, I call that bipolar. I don't know. But when we have multiple personalities, it's referring to you're creating this scene in the mind and then that scene in the mind and this scene in the mind, and you're paying attention to everything that just comes your way. In the program, in the first module, you decide on the identity you want and you go at it with all you've got. Okay? You're in control. You take the pen and paper and you decide what it is you want. Think of yourself as a blank piece of canvas. Now there's going to be things coming your way. There's going to be a lot of things, but ultimately you remove all of that and say, what is it that I want anyway? Because I'm here to live one identity only. And if in 5 years you want to be a ballerina and today you are a professor, you can build another identity. You can step into another identity, but you cannot have multiple identities in the course of an hour. Okay? What we're saying is you can't, within 1 hour, you cannot think, I want to be with him, I want to be with her, but they said, but she didn't say. You cannot have multiple stories or identities. You've got to focus only on one identity. Have a made-up mind. Again, the law of decision. Past, present, and the future are contained within you. But if you're going on all kinds of directions, there's no destiny, there's no goal, there's no vision. And without a vision, you perish. That means without a certain identity, you perish. So start identifying yourself with what it is you want. Come back to love. Come back to self. Don't live out of your mind. Come back within you. Come back within your mind. Think for yourself. Originate your own thoughts. Okay? You make decisions. You're the God of your own reality. So this is 38 minutes long, but I'm authentic. I'm vulnerable. I'm sincere. I'm a giver, but I also have learned how to receive. Okay? I speak of both ends of the law, cause and effect. So I'm teaching you how to receive your future now. No waiting. No need. The moment you become aware of who you are and what you want, you drop the seed. Nurture it through affirmation. Nurture it through understanding. And it will, according to the law of perpetual transmutation, it will come into reality. Okay? So let things evolve, develop. And I think I posted a video how I have caused the breakup in my relationship and the reason why. So you might want to take a look at that, because every thought builds upon another and another, and you build a story, and that story has to express itself. So now you want another story to express itself? Think of it this way. You're either writing a page in your book or you're looking at the end of the book. When you build an identity, you're looking at the end of the book. When you are only wanting to manifest this and that and this and that, you are writing pages in the book. So start with the end and then say, I'm going to write the page. First, we're having dinner together for Christmas. Then I want this, and then I want that. Expand your territory like that, okay? But see the end of your book. That's identity, vision, ultimate dream. Have only one identity. Write only one book. And within the book, write multiple pages. Okay? I appreciate all of you, and with much gratitude, this is Luminita. Bye now.